Good afternoon and welcome to the home opener for the Granite State. Excuse me. That is, the wrong script. Good evening and welcome back to the campus of St. Anselm College here at Grappone Stadium, home of the Destroyers over the summer. And today we have a rematch from earlier in the year between the Boston Bandits and the Granite State Destroyers. The last time these two teams met was over a month ago on the 21st of June. It was an away game for GSD, and they ended up falling short in that one 30-6. The QB situation for both squads was different as Hamlin was starting for the Bandits and Batchelder was at the helm for GSD. Now Davis and Hans start on each side respectively. Granite State now bottom of the league at 0-4-1 following the tie against Glens Falls last week. They really need this game tonight to stay afloat in postseason conversations. On the other side of the track, the Bandits are penciled in at 2 in the conference. When you get down to the film side of things, they really aren't showing the play of a 2 seed. This game is going to be interesting nonetheless. Make sure you stay with us for each half. We are going to be stopping the stream at halftime to make sure all equipment stays charged for the second half of the game. So stay tuned for time updates regarding that later on in the game. And now we will be playing the national anthem.
Special thank you to the baseball players and friends and family that joined in honoring our nation.
So now, as
But it's time to play football.
I was saying before the national anthem got going here, this game is going to go the distance of the 4 quarters here. Make sure you stay with us for each half. I do want to reiterate that we're going to be stopping the stream at halftime to make sure all equipment stays charged for the second half. So stay tuned for the updates regarding that later on in the game. When we do go on break at halftime, it'll be for the length of the halftime. It'll only be about 15 minutes, and then we'll be right back to it. As the kickoff squads for each side get ready to get out there, 2 players I want to highlight for the Destroyers tonight were Matt Boldick, number 8, and number 1, Aaron Davis. Boldick had an amazing last few weeks, slowly earning himself that go-ahead option for Han this year. He sits currently with 13 receptions for 116 yards on the year and is only going to build upon that as the team continues to chuck the rock. AD on the other side of the ball has been wrecking havoc for offensive linemen this year. He has 15 tackles, 6 TFLs, 5 of which he got last game, and 3 sacks to round it all out. We'll see the opening kick get going here. Bandits are going to start on the defensive side of the ball. It is caught in the back and returned up to about the 20-yard line there. So now we'll punch this camera in so you guys can see a little bit better here. Yeah, returning has been a hot topic for the Granite State Destroyers coming off of last week's overtime matchup versus the Green Jackets. Greg Simpson in that game at the end, opening up overtime, returned a kick just probably about 100 yards down the field and weaved through traffic, got his way down and in the end zone, but was ended up called back on a holding penalty And then a team following that, going into the offensive side of things, hit a 3 and out. So just for Stonewall following that. So we'll see motion coming across. That is Matt Boldick. It's going to be a handoff to David Elias to start things off. And if you can make that out there, heading to the sideline is Chris Martin at quarterback for the Granite State Destroyers. Jaden Hahn still working on that shoulder injury from just 2 weeks ago. At this point, does not want to completely aggravate that injury or take himself out for the rest of the season, so is going to rest in this one. Not a bad run to start things off for David Elias so far this year. He has 31 carries, 125 yards, ripped about 4 yards a carry, picked up 2 there. So now we'll see a trips look on the right side for Martin, looking to sling it. He's going to rip it on the inside to Micah Huffman, who is hit instantly as the ball got there. It was knocked out by Montes there for the Bandits. Nelson Montes, number 17, was able to keep the outside leverage and still knock the ball out. You don't see that too much on slant routes. Once the receiver wins that inside spot, they usually hang on to the rock. But there is just good enough contact to knock that one loose for Huffman. Huffman will be subbed out now for Devon Snowden. Devon Snowden joined the team also 2 weeks ago. Plays both sides of the ball at corner and some receiver. He's going to get early reps in this one. He has 2 catches for 17 yards so far this year. He's going to take that top of the screen slot that Huffman was in. Big blitz being shown by the Bandits, but it bails instantly. Martin, a running first quarterback here, is going to try to break some tackles before being brought down. And, you know, with how fast the pressure got in there, it almost looked like a design run. He instantly pulled the ball down and was headed upfield, but that was all due to the defensive pressure that the Bandits brought. So now we'll see a mass substitution. That is the punt unit for the Granite State Destroyers coming out for the first time today. Picasso Bates back there punting for the team.
Zay Perez in punt formation for Granite State.
So we'll see Bates back there. A little bit tighter coverage from the team than it was the last few weeks. The ball was getting almost blocked. So now the return picks up just behind the 50 at about the 45. Breaking through to get to about the 45 on the other side. 35, excuse me, on the other side. So not a bad way to get yourself out, but great positioning for the Bandits to start this thing off. Actually starting at quarterback for the Bandits today is going to be Madison Cronin. So Cronin is a backup QB here for the Bandits, is having to get his first start all season today as Bernard Davis is not able to play. This screen just a bit out in front. It's still brought in for a good chunk of yardage there. Kevon Davis brings in a ball.
Kevon Davis on the catch. Frankie Rodriguez with the tackle for GST. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
So now we'll see a second down attempt here from the Bandits. Going to start off. They did struggle running the ball quite a bit last week. As a team, they only held 32 yards and had about 8 different players run the ball. So let's see if they can get a running game started today. They'll have a trips look to the left. Is going to go 2 for 2 now, Cronin on screens.
Pass is complete for the Bandits. Gain of about 3, maybe 4. Let's check the spot. I apologize, loss on the play. That brings up third down.
So a third down bring up now after the tackle for a loss from the Destroyers defense. It seems like they want to keep it short, go underneath, attack the flats with the throws, and then maybe mix in a few runs when they can. We'll see an empty look here for Cronin before a lot of motion, and Alexander settles in the backfield. It's trips to the left. Alexander's dangerous out of the backfield. Look for him to slip out. He does. The strike is going to be right down the middle of the field and caught on the 19.
Bandits going to the air. They get a first down up to the 20.
That is Keshawn Vaughn again. So a great second level attack. That ball pushed way downfield.
Don't forget, folks, there are concessions on the west end of the bleachers.
So we'll see the formation here. Cronin is going to bring that same look. They really have not differentiated from it. Just moving the receivers is what they're doing. Keshawn Vaughn started all the way at the bottom of your screen and then moved his way to the slot. Now he's sitting in that mid look. We'll see a strike of a pass trying to rifle that one to the 10, is not able to find his receiver.
Intended for Kevon Davis. Second down.
So again,
Gotcha, boys.
Kevon Davis was the intended target for that pass, but was not able to be found. So now with an even 0-0 score here in 9 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first, we'll see the Bandits offense balance things out here. 2 receivers at the top of your screen, 2 at the bottom. Alexander in the backfield. They're going to go with the handoff, but he's instantly met. An amazing TFL. Davis got back there in a hurry with Chris Wheeler. Chris Wheeler was the one that made first contact there in the backfield. So now another third down attempt for the Bandits. Let's see what they want to bring out and onto the field. We know that passing the ball has been their most comfortable position so far this year, though they are not with their normal quarterback. So we'll see how comfortable they really can be. Offense is going to flip that trips to the wide side of the field now. Not exactly on the left hash, but settled in that direction. Cronin. Alexander to the left. Sees blitz, a low snap, picks it up, and is rocked while trying to get that one out. Frankie Rodriguez Jr. comes off the edge in a hurry, gets hands on Cronin, and does not let that ball fly. So it looks like some substitutions for the Bandits themselves here will bring out a special teams unit. Could be field goal. They're definitely in that range to add points.
Ball is on the 19. Bandits are going to line up for a 36-yard field goal attempt.
So now, let's see if we can get this upright in frame for you all. I'll have to zoom out just a bit.
36-yard attempt.
But now we'll see, as you heard on the PA, 36-yard attempt here. This one up and through the uprights. That one was very good there for the Bandits. So that moves us up to a 3-0 game to start things off in this one. 7 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the campus of St. Anselm University. home of the Destroyers for the summer. We'll see this kickoff following a field goal from the Bandits. So that does make it 3-0 as we get into this second Granite State Destroyer offensive drive. The Destroyers found themselves in a similar situation last week where they started the game down 10-0 early on to the Green Jackets, but then their defense was absolutely stellar, was able to hold the Green Jackets to those 10 points for the remaining 3 quarters of the game, and then was able to match their own 10 points before the end of regulation. It brought an overtime matchup between Glens Falls and Granite State. Neither team was able to get any points through the uprights or in the end zone. So it ended in a tie as the lights here at Grappone Stadium are on a timer. So when they do come on, when it gets dark enough, we ended up using all the time that they were allotted to us, and we're not able to run a second overtime period. So it ended in a tie here. Hopefully, both teams want to get it done in regulation. Chris Martin able to draw heavy pressure, gets a free play, and then rifles it off. The pass is jumped by Boston. It will not count regardless if the penalty is towards Boston, and it looked like it was. The refs instantly signaled that way.
Offsides against the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Offsides by the defense here. We'll bring up a replay, or excuse me, a bump up of yardage and then a replay of first down. So Chris Martin and company going to be able to take over. Micah Huffman at the top of your screen, Sean McGarvey at the bottom. McGarvey was in absence in that Glens Falls Green Jackets game, and it was very noticeable. It felt like in the past game. Here they're going to attack down deep, and that jump ball is going to be knocked out. Intended for McGarvey there down to the sideline. McGarvey looked like he wanted a flag at the end of that one. The defense by the Bandits was able to knock that one free.
2nd and 5.
So, targeting their jump ball guy there on that throw. McGarvey so far this season, 9 catches, 208 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Leads the team in yards still. So now Martin with Elias in the backfield is going to drop back, looking to throw this one. Scrambles to his left. Is trying to put his head downfield, pick up some yards on that carry.
Gain of about 2, sets up a 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 for
Seems like it does get him some positive yardage there. Coming past the offensive line will brings up a 3rd and short for the team. And, they're going to bring out Micah Huffman here, sub him out, and bring in Devon Snowden. Again, those two probably going to be swapping at that top of the screen, outside receiver position most of the day. And really, if you're Granite State, you have such a strong case to run the ball with a guy like David Elias in the backfield. We'll see if he carries it to get the short yardage that they need. It's about 2nd and 3. Offense coming out with trips to the right. It's going to be a bunch formation there. So Martin now rolling. Gets that one, is trying to get it out quickly to Boldick, who looks like he had the sideline, was going to be able to catch that one and get a few yards, but it just a bit over the head of the intended target brings out the punt team here.
4th down.
So that was 3rd and short for the team, bringing out Picasso Bates for the 2nd time.
Picasso Bates in punt formation. Flag. Illegal substitution. 5 yards.
So it seems like an illegal substitution was what was called on the Destroyers there, trying to get their team out on the field. We'll bump them back 5 yards here before Picasso Bates is going to be able to send it away.
Back
Bates
deep for the
was
Bandits, number 2, Jalen Cundiff.
recruited to play punter for D1 programs around New England and was definitely showing it off in practice this week. I can tell you firsthand, was there watching him get some kicks off with Jordan Daly while they were doing their stuff. And, he can definitely get under the ball. This one caresses the clouds before dropping down to the 50 and is scooped up there on about the 47.
Down at the Boston 47-yard line. Bandits will take
So the
over
Bandits will take
46-8
over
first quarter.
here.
3-0.
There's about 4 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. Bandits still in the lead, 3-0. We'll be right back. We'll see the 1st and 10 for the Boston Bandits. Welcome back here. It is 3-0 at Capone Stadium. The Bandits taking a short lead here with 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go. They want to get the ball to Alexander. He's going to break a tackle deep in the backfield. That was Chris Wheeler, who seemed to have had him all wrapped up. Alexander able to shake free, pick up a few.
Gain of 3, Bob Cody, number 47, with the tackle. 2nd and 7.
Excuse me, not Alexander. That is Dex Andrews running the ball. And now running the ball is Nate Isom in the backfield, or could be running the ball is Nate Isom in the backfield here for the Bandits. We'll be completely honest with you folks, their numbers are not exactly what they're supposed to be here rostered on paper. Have a few guys wearing the exact same number.
It's a loss of 1.
But we'll do what we can here. So Nate Isom is going to get the handoff and pick up a few yards. Brings it to about the 49-yard line here on the Boston side. So it is 3rd and long. They have to get to just over the 45 on the opposing side here to pick up a first. Going to definitely see them try to push the ball through the air where they've been productive so far. We'll see Kashawn Davis, who's had a lot of grabs and a lot of targets so far today. 3 already on the bottom of your screen. That's where Davis is. They have a trip to that same left side. Heavy set on that left side with running back same direction. Cronin going to draw a jump there from almost all of the Destroyers there. Wheeler and Davis are first to leave their stance. Artie Brown was quick to follow.
Encroachment against the Destroyers.
So
it's a 5-yard penalty. Will bring up a 3rd
will
and 3.
Be a 5-yard advancement here for the offense. And the ball was in the huddle with the Bandits. That's what we're looking for. It'll set them up just right of center field.
Line to gain is the 43.
Moves them up. So now 3rd and short. Cronin goes to drop back across the middle, is caught with a blocker out in front. Running, has one defender to beat. Davis, the stiff arm, kept his feet in bounds and leaps.
Touchdown, Bandits.
So seems like it'll be a touchdown for the Bandits. Great catch and run there, and that was Kavon Davis, who brought that one in. A great strike across the middle ends with a great touchdown for the Bandits. Brings us 9-0 here with 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go.
Hermes Lima for the extra point.
We highlighted him before the play because we knew that he was a favored receiver. But you saw there the catch and run before, and then there an offsides penalty by Frankie Rodriguez. He caught himself jumping off line or offsides and then instantly put the hand up, said, "That's me." So that will make it 10-0 as the PAT is successful. 2 minutes and 32 seconds remain here in this first quarter. We'll be back with the Destroyers receiving team. Welcome back here to Rapone Stadium, and I came back at the right time. Levels are being had here at Rapone Stadium. A big hit from the Bandits return or kickoff squad on the Granite State Destroyers return team. Could hear that from up here. I would love to credit the hit there. Looks like it was number 44 for the Bandits. I don't have a 44 on my roster for the Bandits.
Spot the ball just south of the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Granite State.
So we'll just say that's a great hit from special team squad altogether. Now we're going to see the Destroyers offense come back out here for the third time. First 2 drives ended in punts. Let's see if they can put one together this time. Chris Martin is quarterbacking the squad this week. Jaden Hahn is down with that shoulder injury that he fell. And now we'll see Micah Huffman come off the ball there and into a route. Let's see where they call it on. And it's going to be a false start on the offense there. So that was going to be on Micah Huffman. You know, the way he came out into that route there was trying to beat the press. I thought that it might have been him that jumped early, but you never know. The defense prompts guys to move a lot. We'll see the offense come back out. They probably can run the exact same play as no one really got their concept out there. Martin is going to quick snap it this time. Is going to go to the second level, and it looks like that one's brought in by Greg Simpson.
To Greg Simpson.
A great catch and throw. Chris Martin put it in his eyes downfield, seeing Greg Simpson attack the sideline, puts it in front.
2nd and 2.
All around great play for the Destroyers. Clock under 2 minutes now, 1 minute and 50 and counting. 10-0 in favor of the Bandits. We'll see Chris Martin with Elias in a pistol formation. That bunch trips to the right side of the field. Elias takes it, breaks through contact, and rolls forward for a few extra. You know, that's one thing that he's going to do every single time he gets contact made is he's going to bounce off of it and try to pick up a few extra. Never wants to just go down first hit. We'll see 1 minute and 10 on the clock here in the first. offense makes their way out. In more of that neutral balance formation, they got shown a blitz. Martin tries to escape the pressure and is thrown to the ground. The ball gets thrown out as well. Lost it towards the end of the contact there, and it's recovered in the end zone by the Bandits. Lost the back end of the play there on the camera. Martin tried to escape the pressure there. It was instant. I mean, caught the ball, dropped back. I think as soon as he got the ball settled in his hands at a position where he wanted to throw it, had nobody open, and even if he did, it was pretty impossible for him to get away from that one. Sack brought down, and ball came out. So a strip sack there brings the Bandits 16-0 here with 39 seconds left in the first quarter. An extra point attempt will come out.
Bandits will go out for the PAT. Lima to attempt the try.
So we'll see the refs discussing something here in the mix of the PAT team. And the Bandits so far offensively have been able to put the ball where it needs to be through the air to get scores. But running the ball has seeming to be an issue for them across the last few weeks. The Destroyers on the other side, passing the ball has seemed to be the issue that they want to fix week in and week out. And running the ball, being able to pick up at least 3 or 4 yards a clip, it seems like, at least when you look on the paper here, Elias with 4 yards a carry, and Hahn, when he's at quarterback, with 6 yards a carry. But now today, it seems that they really want to pass the ball, have not been able to establish a run game as much, and are finding themselves down 16-0 here. Could be 17 following the extra point. As it's up and good. Ball is kicked over the uprights and into the baseball field on the other side.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Baseball, I'll give you a quick glimpse over there, is playing a full game
Here near the end of the first.
there. So now it is 17-0 for the Bandits. A big lead following a couple of great scores. So 40 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll be back with special teams. Welcome back here. Just 39 seconds left in this opening quarter, and the Bandits have taken the lead 17-0. We'll see a return here for the Destroyers opening up, trying to shake free of the first tackle, and is not able to. I believe that was Devon Snowden returning the ball. So now the Destroyers offense will head back out onto the field. The Destroyers coming off the 10-10 tie here last week versus Glens Falls. Greg Simpson in that game had a kick return that would have been the walk-off game winner, but it was called back on a holding call. Matt Boldick was able to erupt offensively in the absence of Sean McGarvey. Had 3 carries for 5 yards, 6 catches for 70 yards. And Aaron Davis just couldn't be blocked. He had 8 tackles, 3 assists, a sack, and 5 TFLs in that last game. The team was able to also bring in 3 interceptions through the secondary. So they really want that same defensive performance from last week. They got shown heavy blitz there by the Bandits. Ended up giving a jet sweep to Matt Boldick, who was able to get to the sideline before being forced out. So now after reaching the sideline, Nelson Montes for the Bandits was able to force him out. We'll see what the Destroyers elect to do. They could just let this clock dwindle down. There's only 5 seconds left in the first, and it is going to look that way. So that is the end of the first quarter. So 17-0 in favor of the Boston Bandits. They did a great job offensively, defensively, and through special teams to keep the score to what it is. We'll be right back with the second quarter here and the last one of the first half.
Second quarter with a 2nd and 10 for Granite State.
Welcome back here to the second quarter. Last one of the first half as we get a handoff. That one, heavy contact. David Bonilla is going to pick up about 6 yards there after meeting the defender with heavy contact. It looks like they are only going to give him the 5 on that one. Ref brought the ball back a yard.
3rd and 5.
So now a 3rd down attempt here for the Destroyers, but 3rd and 5 is not 3rd and forever. They definitely have a lot in their playbook that they could get into. We know that they have the receivers to pass the ball at just about any point in the game. They will have that close bunch formation to the left side of the field. McGarvey is the outside receiver on that one. Huffman's the front. Boldick is the inside. It's going to be a handoff to Bonilla. He's trying to run through contact. You saw him get met, but then try to throw himself back in to pick up another yard, and he'll get that yard. Forward contact. So that will be the 4th down attempt here, 4th and short. And it looks like the punt team is going to be sent out for the Destroyers here. Picasso Bates out there for the 3rd time today.
Once again, special thanks to today's game sponsor, Granite State Dog Recovery. Kona Ice and Sweet Like Honey are here with concessions at the west end of the bleachers.
So now we'll see
Picasso Bates in punt formation.
Bates here, the punt team.
Flag.
Gets this one off. A flag comes flying out. That one is caught at about the 45 and is brought close up the sideline before being brought down to almost where it was punted. That flag did come out right at the beginning of the play. Could be a picked up penalty at this point, as they've not announced.
Encroachment against the Bandits.
So it'll be encroachment
and that results
against
in
the Bandits.
First down.
So improper lineup there, it seemed, for the Bandits, as that flag was thrown as soon as the play started. Will result in a first down here for GSD. Let's the offense reset and potentially put together a drive that reaches midfield. They've yet to do so far this game. 12 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter here. Now 12 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here. 17-0 for the Bandits. We'll see in motion. That's Devon Snowden. Martin's going to draw the defensive line and is going to look to throw it. Knows he has a free play, is targeting down the field, is not able to get that one in play for McGarvey.
Let's check the flag.
Nelson Montes was in coverage. We'll see what the penalty ends up being here.
Correction, Sean McGravy, 86. Jerseys.
Might have heard the PA up there just call him Sean McGravy. Could be a cool nickname for him.
Offsetting penalties. We will replay first down.
So following offsetting penalties here, it'll be another first down replay for the Destroyers. That'll be their second of today. We'll see Martin with a balanced formation running back to the right. Looks like that was Snowden in the backfield, and that one targeted towards the sideline. It was picked off, but then fumbled by the Bandits.
Visiting team with the recovery.
Seems that they recovered the fumble. That one was Jalen Branch, starting defensive back for the team. So the defense is going to head out for the Bandits now. So as the Bandits get going here offensively with Cronin and Andrews in the backfield, taking a look back at the Destroyers' previous drives, it's been punt, 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 pick here with 11 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. Bandits knocking on the door of red zone here. Cronin dropping back is just going to target the end zone. And we'll see a break up there. That's Luis Sanchez out in coverage.
Cronin's pass is incomplete. Intended for Davis. 2nd and 10.
So he was trying to get back to the hot hand there of Kevon Davis. Was not able to. So now we'll see the offense for the Bandits getting ready to go. It'll be a handoff to Andrews, and he's instantly met back. Chris Wheeler dragging him backwards. A few others in the mix. Aaron Davis, Bob Cody. See Frankie Rodriguez getting off that pile as well. And that's what you call a gang tackle. This Destroyers defense showed a lot of promise last week. They were flying around, making plays all over the place. Today they're showing just a bit of that now. 10 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. They put Micah Huffman out there at corner. Top of your screen. It'll be an empty formation. DeAndre Johnson, that middle safety next to the referee. We'll see a false start from the offense. Cronin smartly dumps that one in the dirt before Chris Wheeler finished the play.
5-yard penalty against the offense. Replay 3rd down.
So it'll be a replay of 3rd down. But it'll be 3rd and a lot.
Clock at 10 minutes.
3rd and 16 here for the Bandits. We'll see if they elect to go empty. They will. They liked what they saw the last time. We'll see what they go with here. Cronin drops back to get rid of it. Steps up, targets downfield, has a guy wide open, hitting up the seam, and guess who? Kavon Davis. Touchdown number 2 for him today. Will make the score 23-0 here following the dagger from Cronin. They'll send out the PAT unit.
Hermes Lima on for the conversion.
So we'll see the attempt here is up and no good. Waved off by the officials. We'll leave it. You see the scoreboard there, 23-0. 9 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll be back with the kickoff from the Bandits. All right, as we get this one ready to get kicked off here by the Bandits, 23-0 is the score. Back to return, Luis Sanchez and Greg Simpson. Greg Simpson muffs it at the start, picks it back up. We know that he returned one heading towards that exact same sideline last week, is not able to replicate that this time. Granite State offense is heading out onto the field now. Chris Martin looks like he will not be throwing anymore. He has the 2 gloves on here that he would if he was catching at the receiver position. But he could be doing a little Teddy Bridgewater cosplay here. 9 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the first half following the kickoff.
There was a penalty.
We'll see a penalty here being assessed against the Bandits, and GSD is going to profit greatly.
First and 10 from the 39.
Going from the 39 now, it'll be 1st and 10. And if I do see correctly, it is Devon Snowden at quarterback for the Destroyers. Bonilla in the backfield to the left is going to be a handoff to him. He's reading his blocks nicely, cuts back up the middle of the field, and is able to pick up about 3.
Gain of 3. 2nd and 7, ball on the 42.
So now this leaves ample room for the playbook to be worked with at 2nd and 7, able to potentially hand the ball right back to Bonilla, see if he can go pick up that first or maybe even make it third and manageable. Don't want to try to introduce Snowden to throwing the ball too early into his stint at quarterback. We'll see a trip to the left side. McGarvey bottom of your screen. Simpson at the top. It looked like it was going to be a screen by Snowden. Snowden, last second, tried to flip it over the head of Jalen Branch. Jalen Branch able to quickly knock that one away. So now a 3rd and long leaves the Destroyers in throwing territory. 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this one. When you're down 23 points in a game, really throwing territory is the only territory you should be looking at unless you have a home run back that you can rely on. And luckily the Destroyers do have just that. We'll see Snowden drop back to get rid of this one. He's just going to push the ball way downfield, and it is caught by McGarvey, who keeps his feet and gets between 2 defenders. That's a touchdown. Make it 3 on the year for Sean McGarvey. The blind faith from Devon Snowden. He said, who cares? Sean McGarvey's down there somewhere. Let's push it down the sideline and get in there. That's a throw. A strike. Just what the Destroyers were looking for. I mean, what a catch, man. Able to track that one down, brought it in, racked it, kept his feet underneath him, got away from 3 defenders and crossed the plane. The absence of McGarvey last week, didn't want to say that it felt prominent, but it just did. The deep balls were not hitting the way they have been so far this year, and that shows it right there. McGarvey. Daly now with the PAT. I know, that's right. That one's up and through the uprights. Makes it 23-7. Daly actually hit his first career points last week when he knocked the field goal down to send the team to overtime. Shout out Jordan Daly. Congrats on getting your first points of your football career. Only been playing for 2 years. Is already making an impact on a semi-professional level. We'll be right back with the special teams here. And we're back. 7 minutes, 53 seconds remaining here in the first half. Make it 23-7 for the Destroyers, following probably the best catch that the NFL has seen all year, and an onside kick. Jordan Daly's on it today. Put it perfectly at exactly 10. Could even call it 11. Put it just over the line, gets the ball back. Let's go offense. Let's keep it rolling. Sends that team back out there. Devon Snowden probably going to be back at your helm for QB following that last drive.
The kick was recovered by the Destroyers. It's 1st and 10, Granite State.
So now we'll see the team taking back over here just above the 45. Looks like at the 46. If we take a look at the conference standings here coming into today, New England Bombers were first at 5-0. And the Boston Bandits were second at 3-2. GSD bottom of the pack, 0-4-1, trying to sniff their first victory in this one. Snowden dropping back, was looking right, didn't like what he saw, faked out the defensive end, and is able to scramble for a few.
Snowden on the carry.
That was great job by Devon Snowden there.
Up to the 49th.
Was keeping his eyes downfield. Looked like he wanted to get rid of it when he looked back right side and then realized the pressure. I just got to turn this corner and pick up a few yards. Exactly what he does there. Doesn't hurt that he normally plays wide receiver and defensive back. So, naturally looking to run when he has the ball in his hands. We'll see the offense here. It's Bonilla to the right of Snowden. And a trips is going to go to the right side. They're going to put McGarvey on an island, bottom of your screen. Whistle's blown here.
Timeout, Boston.
And it's going to be a timeout for the Bandits. I want to take a break here just before GSD crosses the halfway mark of the field. Offense has been cooking so far. Let's see them get back to it. 7 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Welcome back here following the timeout. It's 23-7, but the energy feels like the lead is less than that. Granite State able to put themselves back out on offense. Snowden is going to be a rolling pocket to the right. Looks like he wanted to throw, just drops to avoid contact there. Look at that, was Nate Isom coming off the edge. A two-way player for the Bandits, also runs the ball a little bit. A rolling pocket is something that I brought up earlier in the year with Jaden Hahn, just working with the guys that you have on the roster when, the O-line is letting pressure swing one way or another to just move the pocket all together and have the entire play flow one direction. It does open up for backside plays. It does open up for cutbacks. And I think that when you do have a non-traditional quarterback back there, as you do now with Snowden, that's even better of an idea. Let his athleticism show throughout the play. They'll take over here at about the 36. Bonilla to the left. McGarvey knew he caught himself offsides. Caught himself on the false start. Sometimes you just got to try to sell that. Put on your best acting face and just keep running your route. But at the start of that one, he clapped and made it pretty obvious that he knew that he messed up on that play. Be 6 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in the first half. It is 23-7 in favor of Boston. Looking back at the Destroyers' drive so far today, it was punt, 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 pick, bomb voyage, touchdown to Sean McGarvey. So, if you're following this stat sheet here, there pretty clearly seems to be a plan that you want to try to go to. Devon Snowden, it looked like he wanted to chuck that. Escapes pressure, throws it back to the middle, had Simpson wide open, but then there's the non-traditional quarterback that we were talking about before, not able to push that ball down into where it needs to go. So fourth down here, fourth down in a while for the Destroyers. will bring out Picasso Bates in the punt unit.
Picasso Bates in punt formation.
So it does seem to be 4th and 23 here as a snap goes way over the head of Bates. He's going to try to get it off. Still does. Lands just past the line of scrimmage.
Bandits will take over at the 42.
And so the Bandits are going to take over here
46 remaining in the half.
past midfield. So 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll take a quick break and be back. So now we'll see the Bandits here coming off of break with Andrews to the left of Cronin. A balanced look at the receivers. 2 by 2. It'll be a handoff to Andrews, who has a crease, finds the first one, cuts back on 2 defenders, and gets to the 20. Big space and big runs there for Dex Andrews.
19, up to the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock approaching 4 minutes.
Is able to push it up the field. They'll spot him back at around the 17. Or excuse me, the 24 there. Flipping the yardage in my head. We'll see Cronin here with that same 2 by 2 look. Does not have a high safety. It is going to be another handoff. A flag comes out towards the end of the play.
There is a flag.
That run will be by E.J. Isom.
Flag spotted just north of the 20. Holding against the Bandits. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
So it'll be a replay of the down there following the penalties. You might have heard my papers flying all over the place there. The wind is picking up and the clouds are falling in. Could see a change of weather here soon, which honestly could go in favor of the Destroyers. We'll see as this one continues. Cronin and Andrews in the backfield. Cronin dropping back to let this one fly. Gets a strike in the middle. It's caught. Breaking one tackle of the defender and then turning the sideline, trying to cut back in towards the end zone, and is finally brought down. Huffman wrapped him up and threw him out the sideline. That one was Jalen Kundiff.
Gain of about 24. Sets up a 1st and goal.
And Kundiff has been the leading receiver for the Bandits all season long. Came into today with 16 catches, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion. We'll see the red zone trip here. Andrews to the left of Cronin. It looks like a blitz is coming from the Destroyers. The run. Isom able to spin off of the contact and get across the line to gain. 6 points added for the Bandits. Makes it 29-7 here. That one was EJ Isom that was able to get in there and score. A great run, was met early with contact past the line of scrimmage, and then was able to just keep churning the feet and spinning to get across the line. So we'll see the PAT attempt here.
Bandits will go for one. Lima's kick is good.
That one is up and good. So 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the half, as that makes it 30-7. We'll be right back. Going to come back a little early here. Welcome back into this one. It is a 3-possession game once again. The Bandits up 30-7. There's 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in this half for the Destroyers to potentially close the gap. We'll see this kickoff get up and back there. It's going to be returned by Sanchez. Sanchez attacking the left side of the field, is able to slip through contact the first 2 times, and then is brought down from behind just across the 25-yard line.
To the 27-yard line, GSD will take over. 2:10 remaining here in the first half.
Now we'll see the offense making its way out there. Looks like Snowden is still at the helm for the team. Was able to complete that deep pass to McGarvey for the strike. Now hoping to replicate any success here late in the first half. Just outside of a 2-minute drill, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Bunch trips to the left. McGarvey, the outside receiver. Chris Martin at the top. Boldick on the inside. A quick catch, turn, and throw for Snowden. McGarvey instantly hit with contact, catches it, drops at the line, and is right back to the huddle. A timeout is called following the catch, turn, and throw. It was a 10-second play exactly.
Officials timed out there for a moment.
The 2-minute warning hits at the perfect time for the Destroyers following a big play. Able to make it second and short and can open up for a big run for David Bonilla here. Bonilla so far this year, 125 yards coming into today, 4 yards a carry. So Snowden now assessing what's in front of him is going to take the snap. Rolling away from pressure and then heading up to the line.
Snowden.
He's going to lose yards in the play.
Up to the 34. Short game.
Looks like he stepped out before the line of scrimmage marker there.
And 4.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 here following that scramble. Snowden has done a great job of extending the plays here offensively. I felt like the pressure was getting back there and landing a lot earlier in the game. Snowden just able to really get outside and extend the plays, trying to break the pocket and look for his receivers. Had a lot of success when targeting Sean McGarvey so far today. We'll see now Bonita to the right, and that bunch still there on the left. McGarvey's going to motion across the field. Snowden steps and rifles. Looked like Martin was going to break free of that second level there if Snowden was able to loft it just over. At where the ball landed, I believe that was the intended target. So we'll see the punt unit come out here. So it seems that a timeout is needed to be called by the Destroyers following some substitution problems potentially. 1:50 remaining in the second quarter. We'll take a short break with the team. So now here, as we get back into play, it does seem that the Destroyers are going to go for it on fourth down now. This is the 7th drive of the game for the Destroyers. We'll see Snowden with Bonilla to his right. Looks like he wanted to pass, is just going to try to scramble for it. Is breaking a lot of contact, is still not going down before being forced out of the sideline there. So it'll be a turnover on downs for GSD. The pressure was just too much there for the offense to overcome. So now with 1:42, we'll see the Bandits offense taking back over. Welcome back here. My name is Aiden Jameson as we have 1:42 remaining here in the second quarter. That one seemed to have been stolen by Kundif as he's trying to just break every tackle, and he does not get taken down as he steps out the sideline. That pass looked like it could have been to either Davis or Kundif there on that left side. Jalen Kundif jumps out in front for that one. So getting closer and closer to the red zone here late in the first half.
At the 23.
You know that they definitely want to capitalize on this drive, potentially put this game out of reach. So drop back by Cronin. Had big space on the inside there. The post was just inside of Luis Sanchez. So it's 1:28 now. We'll see what the Bandits elect to do. It's third and very close. So it would be easy for them to convert this one. At this point in the game, when you're trying to put another score on the board, it would make it 37-7 if they do get the touchdown here. So they're up 30-7 at this point with 1:28 left in the first half. Cronin drops back. Looked like he wanted to pass it. Potentially could have been another pass into the middle of the field there, but movement before the snap. Offensive line for Boston was saying that it was Granite State. Granite State saying that it was Boston. It was Boston, so the false start assessed the right way. 5 yards moved back. They were able to loft the ball over the head of the defensive backs, being Christian Smith and DeAndre Johnson back there playing safety for the Destroyers. We'll see if they want to target their number one guy so far today in Kevon Davis. Cronin dropping back is just going to attack that outside. It is caught and headed right up the sideline for a touchdown.
It is a touchdown.
So caught and way to get right down that sideline. No Destroyer able to close the distance. Brings it 36-7 now here with 1:14 left in the first half. Potentially could be the dagger for the Bandits. Last time these teams met, it was 30-6 in that Week 2 matchup where the Destroyers took their first away game all season long. So we'll see the attempt here. And the timing there, it's a fake from the Bandits. Was trying to get out of it and was not able to. I believe that was Luis Sanchez who timed that perfectly. Like a shot out of a gun, came across the line of scrimmage and was able to take down the fake. Could potentially be a flag there, and it was. But it was unsportsmanlike on the Destroyers. So what turned was a negative play that would have brought the special teams units out there. Will bump up half the distance to the goal for the Bandits, and they'll be able to reattempt a PAT. This one will be a chip shot if they actually kick it. Looks like it's going to be Hermes Lima, who's their usual kicking guy, and it'll be another false start potentially. It looked like it was on Frankie Rodriguez and Hermes Lima and Jalen Branch taking advantage of the free play.
Flag.
So we'll see them get moved up even closer here.
Replay the try.
And it seems that the offense is just going to come back out on the field and say, I mean, hey, if we're a yard away, why not just punch it in for 2? No need to settle for the extra point. Let's get an extra point. And so a substitution being made. Looks like Artie Brown coming back into the game, taking out Jonathan Burrow.
Bandits for the 2-point conversion.
So now we'll see the Bandits 2-point conversion. It'll be a fade attempt into the end zone. No flags means no good.
74 seconds here.
So it'll
Once
be
again, don't forget, folks, there are
a
concessions.
minute
Sweet
14
Root
remaining
Cola Ice
here
Hard Air.
in the first half, with the score being 36-7. We'll be right back.
Thank you to Granite State Dog.
Welcome back here with a minute 14 to go in the first half. Luis Sanchez back to catch. Simpson was also deep with him. Sanchez not able to get past that first line of defense there. And again, I'd love to be able to credit the tackle here for the Bandits, but unfortunately they have three different guys wearing the number 12. So that was either Daryl Hodge, Jesse Round Jr., or Damian Sutton that made that tackle. So we'll see the Destroyers offense come out onto the field here. Again, to recap the drives leading up to this point, we got a minute and 6 seconds remaining in the first half. Let's recap what we've had so far. It has been first drive, punt, second drive, punt, third drive, punt, fourth drive, interception, fifth drive, touchdown to Sean McGarvey, sixth drive, punt, seventh drive. They went for it and did not convert. So now here hoping to put up another positive drive, trying to replicate some success from earlier in the game. We'll see the team here make their way out onto the field. It's Snowden with Bonilla to his right in that tight trips formation. And Garvey, the outside receiver, Martin, the inside, and the slot was Matt Boldick. So this one was a deep shot from Snowden, a diving attempt to get the interception, did not go. Heck of an effort there from the defense.
Intended for McGarvey, second down.
I believe that was Montavious Zollerkoffer, which, I mean, what a name. So now Snowden dropping back, trying to go across the middle.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for Bonilla, third down.
Was not able to hit the intended target on that one. So now with under a minute remaining here, 53 seconds to go here in the first half. I do want to reiterate here as we get closer to halftime. I'll say it one more time before it happens, but we are going to end the stream at the end of halftime just to let all of our equipment charge. And then we will be right back with the exact same stream setup right here on YouTube for the second half of the game. So it'll be a handoff to Matt Boldick here. He attacks the sideline, is trying to get around. The defense is not able to.
No gain on the play. Fourth down.
So now, with it being
Timeout,
fourth
Bandits.
down, it'll be a timeout for Boston called here. They could potentially stop the Destroyers if they went for it. They're not going to. They're going to send out Picasso Bates and the punt unit here. It is about 4th and 10. It's not, I wasn't saying it was a situation where they would necessarily go for it, but they did seem that they were keeping their normal defensive unit out there, not sending any returners. Now they do substitute their returners onto the field. The Bandits do. So the Destroyers now getting ready to punt this one away. And it looks like one gunner here for the punt unit. They're punting on the hash and are. David Bonilla there is going to slip out to be the return man. So now Picasso Bates back there to kick it off. Gets it to the wide sideline and is going to be returned by the Bandits with blockers out in front, trying to get back towards the middle of the field. A diving tackle attempt is shaken off. And now still up on his feet, finally brought down at the end of the play with 9 seconds to go in the half.
There are 2 flags on the play.
It looks like late Picasso Bates jumps up and is walking off there. The contact made, had to get in there and dive for a tackle. Looks like a few flags came out towards the end of the play as well. So here the defense for the Destroyers getting ready to try to stop the Bandits one last time in this first half. Again, I do want to reiterate, we'll be right back here on YouTube in 15 minutes for the second half. The ball is being moved back to about the 39.
First and 10, 8 seconds remaining.
So 8 seconds, you got to be thinking that the Bandits want to go air raid here and try to push the ball past the defensive backs like they've been able to so far to today.
Sportsmanship, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Sportsmanship, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
And so here we'll go.
I understand, but please, sportsmanship. Thank you. This is a non-profit league.
8 seconds left here, 36-7. They are going to spread out with trips. Drop back. Cronin was looking one side, is going to attack that side. It is not brought in by anyone. Kevon Davis did get hands on it, but was not able to get the catch. It looks like they have one more play left before the end of half. The clock is saying zeros, but apparently there are about 2 seconds remaining here is what the referees are calling for. So now with only 2 seconds, they went deep to Kevon Davis before. If I'm the Destroyers, I really want safeties to just shade over top and almost run a bracket sort of defensive style and don't let the outside receivers break free. If you get beat by the inside guys on a seam, I think that you kind of have to let that happen. The outside guys, you can't let them get deep passes here with 2 seconds left in the half. We'll see what Coach Harper brings for his defensive unit here as we will take a quick break and be right back. So here we'll see what the Bandits are going to bring. They're going to look with that same formation they had last time. Christian Smith is the DB bottom of your screen. Cronin looking to drop back, is flush to his left. Drops back, lets it fly. It's in play and is caught.
Pass was complete up to the 28.
But is strictly out of bounds there.
There is a flag back at the 31.
As a flag is out here, back at the 31-yard line. It was a great catch there to get underneath it and watch the floating ball fall into play. Could be potentially big yardage if the penalty is on the Destroyers. The half cannot end on a defensive play. And it is. So it is a penalty on the Destroyers. It seems. It looks like the field goal unit is going to come out to try to knock on 3 more for the Bandits.
Granite State.
So that'll take the catch as a reception there.
Result in 1 untimed down.
Again, that was made by number 12 as either Darryl Hodge, Jesse Round Jr., or Damian Sutton. I believe that would be Jesse Round Jr. Round Jr. does have the receiving stats out of the 3 guys I just named for the Bandits. Came into today with 9 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown, if that is Mr. Round Jr. So now we'll see head coach Raymond Rizzi out there discussing with the officials as the ball was called into play at the end of the penalty. So he makes the catch and gets out of bounds as the clock say 00. But the half cannot end on a defensive penalty per the rule book. So that awards the Bandits a free untimed down to be able to get any playoff that they choose, whether that be a field goal or a normal play. Smartly here, they're going to send out their field goal unit who's already hit a deep field goal, hit a 36-yarder earlier to today. And so a flag comes out here, and it looks like the refs are going to bump them back here. It looked like it was a delay of game potentially, as it was only a 5-yard penalty. Hermes says, you know, I'll still hit this field goal.
Hermes leader, 35 yards. Flag.
And Lima was falling through his steps. Looked like he wanted to get that one booted, but a timed rush there for the Destroyers does not go through. It was Luis Sanchez creeping up to try to get that. And so guess what? They're moved right back to where they were when we started this whole thing.
All right, 30-yard field goal attempt here.
So now a 30-yard field goal attempt here is up and good. So that will send us into the second half, making it 39-7 in favor of the Bandits. Again, it'll be a 15-minute break that we'll be taking here while we end stream and then come back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in about 15 minutes.